All right. Well, hey, welcome everybody. Happy Thursday. My name's Aaron Whittier. Excited for you guys to be on here tonight with me live. And for those of you that got a hold of the recording, glad you're watching it. Somebody invited you here tonight or shared the recording with you because they're probably really excited about some devices they've been using. Maybe you've actually used one of the devices, um, or they told you about an incredible new business that's really just getting launched in North America and across the world, or both, right? Could be both. But I'm going to get right into it tonight. No, you don't really need to know anything about me. This is really about you and learning about what we're doing tonight. So let's jump right into it. Tonight, we're going to talk about two biggest challenges no one prepares us for, and that's proactive wellness, strategic timing, and in addition to that, real leverage. So, we're going to really focus on North America. And there might be some people that get a hold of this recording from Europe or Asia or Australia. I know we got people all around the world. They get a hold of this recording, but talking about North America right now. Listen, we spend more on healthcare than any nation in history. So why are we still getting sicker? Trillions are spent yearly. We know that chronic illnesses are rising. Daily prescriptions are definitely rising. And we have a crisis here in North America. And listen, this isn't new, right? This isn't new, but 42% of American adults are obese. And it's a major contributor, obviously, to preventable chronic conditions. We know that. And physical inactivity contributes to 1 in 10 premature deaths. And listen, we spend way too much time sitting on our butts, right? And that can lead to a lot of issues, cardiovascularly and everything else, right? 70% of adults in the US take at least one prescription drug daily. And over the course of a lifetime, the average American will ingest 50,000 pills in their lifetime and never be taught how to make their body work better, which is pretty crazy, right? The system makes money when people stay sick, not when we stay optimized. Big pharma, they don't want us to know about all these tricks, right? All these things can make us be more optimized, right? So in America, we work off the reactive model. We wait for symptoms to arrive and we diagnose those symptoms, and then we prescribe as well. And we're going to talk tonight about the proactive model, being more proactive in our life and support the body daily, improve resilience and optimize function. Those of you really that have been paying attention, right, know that the global wellness industry right now is experiencing massive growth. And a big reason for that is something called biohacking. And biohacking includes PEMF, which stands for pulsed electromagnetic field, and red light therapy and recovery tech. And there's a major global shift on how people approach health. People want drug-free solutions. The world's shifting towards prevention, not just treatment. And tech and health are merging. AI-guided wellness tools, at-home devices are replacing clinical visits, and PEMF is now gaining momentum. And what's driving that the most? Really, it's our aging population. It's increased chronic conditions, and really the demand for in-home use therapy devices. So we're going to talk about the company here, our company Olylife, that's bringing these devices around the world that are actually affordable finally, and that work better than anything on the market. And we're going to talk about that tonight. But a little company profile here. There was 3 years of research. The company owns laboratories in Sweden and Germany. These devices are made with incredible parts from Germany. There's thousands of global patents. We have certifications all over Europe, and they're made with advanced chips and rare metals, only found in Japan. The global presence, their headquarters, actually, it's a Singaporean company. You know, uh, Started in Singapore. They have a headquarters in Singapore and Xiamen, China, branch offices all over Asia, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Hong Kong. And right now they're expanding rapidly in the US, Canada, Mexico, Australia, Europe, you name it. They're expanding around the world. But what happened, the first 3 years in business was all in Asia. And believe it or not, they did some crazy numbers in Asia. They did over $2 billion in sales just in Asia in the first 3 years. Right now, they're doing over 80 plus million per month just in Asia. And because people really got in at the right time in the beginning and they started sharing these devices, there was an incredible financial opportunity. And they created over 500 millionaires just in Asian countries in the first 3 years. They're shipping to just about every country around the world, except for North Korea and maybe a couple others. So it's just exploding right now. We have all the certifications. We talked about the patents on these devices and scientific backing and global reach. Core technology and philosophy. We use PEMF and terahertz. If you look at what PEMF and terahertz does, let me go ahead and mute them real quick. Activating and revitalizing cells, promoting meridian flow, detoxification, inflammation, pain, fat burning, body sculpting. I mean, you name it. Just look up what PEMF does for the body. Just do a search on any kind of Google or AI, whatever you like to use, and just say, what are the benefits of PEMF? And you'll see it's incredible. And what does it stand for again? Okay, pulsed electromagnetic field therapy was originally developed by NASA to support astronauts in zero gravity. So pretty neat. They discovered in the 60s and 70s. And again, you just look at what PEMF is proven to do. It's absolutely incredible. And here, this astronauts here, they came back from space, out in space a long time. They can't even stand up. Their body needs to get acclimated again to gravity. It really does a number on their body. And the evolution of PEMF technology is really interesting. In the early 20th century, electromagnetic fields were introduced through radio, electricity, and modern tech. There was growing awareness in the mid to late 20th century. And then the 60s and 70s, that's when these scientists at NASA were exploring what happened when they gave the body pulsed electromagnetic field to support cellular health and recovery. And then in the 2000s, companies like Beamer came out, right? You guys have heard of Beamer mats. And also, if you went to a physical therapist that had, PEMF technology, you probably recovered quicker from your injuries or your accidents. You go to one nice wellness spa and they had these $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 devices that you'd have to pay to use. Also, the equestrian world, it exploded in the equestrian world because people realized what these PEMF devices could do for horses, because they got really arthritic joints because they're such big animals when they're racing and breeding horses. So really popular in the equestrian world. And you look at people like Shaquille O'Neal. Go ahead and YouTube Shaquille O'Neal and PEMF, and he talks about how PEMF really saved his career, prolonged his career, helped him recover from injuries so much quicker. And he said PEMF is incredible. Now, fast forward to today, 2020s, the company Olylife brought out an advanced patented combination of all these different frequencies and made these devices affordable. And that's why this company did 2 billion. Think about that, 2 billion in sales the first 3 years, from start to 3 years. Science behind the terahertz Therapy 90 Plus, which everybody's getting the Therapy 90 Plus, really is the terahertz. What it does, again, boosts brain and nerve function, supports brain and mood, activates cellular energy, improves blood flow. But so people always ask me, I talk to a lot of people now, and even practitioners, chiropractors, wellness people, and they always ask me, Aaron, why is everybody seeming to get results with these devices? Why? Because we don't see this normally. And so listen, I'm no practitioner, but what I do know is this. So the company Olylife patented the unique combination of frequencies, bringing together PEMF, radio frequency, and terahertz energy. So all these practitioners know that the PEMF and radio frequencies, those are the therapeutic energies, call them the healers, they heal the body. While the terahertz acts as the carrier, which helps drive those frequencies deeper into the body, up to 6 centimeters into the body. And that's, again, it's the combination, it's a unique combination of frequencies, why these devices are blowing away everything. I mean, we have wellness practitioners say that this one device, which is $1,500, the P90 Plus, works better than their $60, $70, $80, $90,000 devices in their wellness spas. That's saying a lot. I'm sure you'd agree. So here's just some of our devices here and our cutting edge editions. We got the Ollie Spring coming out later this year. We're all really excited about that. But let's talk about the P90. This was the original device, the flagship device that did over 2 billion the first 3 years. You put your feet on this device, and what it does is absolutely incredible. Think about it. If you do $2 billion in 3 years in sales, do you think that works? I mean, there's no question, right? I mean, it worked so well. People put their feet on it and felt better and got great results. They started telling everybody and it exploded all over Asia. And now it's exploding here in the US. We're brand new and all over the world, really. It's exploding. And the one in the bottom middle there, that's the Terrapin 90 Plus. The foot device there was the two attachments. There's two attachments that come with it that are miraculous. One is a Frost Age beauty wand, and people in the aesthetic world, estheticians and people that own wellness spas, they use the best of the best, for people's skincare and everything else. And these professionals are saying that this Frost Age beauty wand that plugs into your foot device that uses radio frequency works better than, again, anything they've used. They're saying gives you an instant facelift. And this other one, the three prong device there on the right side of that is also the Revitalex massager, which uses radio frequency, EMS, TENS, PEMF, and you can use it all over your body, which again, for any ailment you may have, works incredibly well. But what I want to do now, I want to show you a quick little video here. This video just blows me away every time I see it. This is a woman that did a blood analysis. She took her blood, put it under a microscope. And you can see her blood's clumped up, slow moving, not really doing much. Then she puts her feet on our P90 Plus for 20 minutes. And this was the result.
Wow. That's amazing. That is amazing. Holy smoke. Look how separate they are. Wow.
I mean, that video blows me away every time. But it makes me understand why my body feels so much better, my circulation so much better. And I think that's why everybody seems to feel better, is because it's going to help you in all different ways, but especially circulation and the inflammation you have, things like that. So let's talk about the global eye strain crisis. We all know we look at our phones, our computers way too often, way too long. So do our kids. And, there's proof that overexposure to blue light can lead to digital eye fatigue, prolonged exposure to EMFs, may alter biological rhythms. There's a big issue, right? So we have a device that may help with that. You have this Galaxy G1 Smart Eye Massager, my favorite device, and promotes eye strain, relieves eye strain and promotes relaxation, designed to help reduce eye fatigue from screen time, reading, and daily stress. Use gentle massage, gives you a soothing experience, supports relaxation around the eyes, may assist in relieving tension. This device, you're supposed to keep your eyes open, but I got to tell you, I use this at night and I fall asleep every time. It relaxes me so, so much. I really love this device. And this is our most popular new device, our shaken massager. Listen, I use this too. It's not just for women. It uses ultrasound to help break down stubborn fat, visceral fat. Heat therapy, high frequency vibration, comes with a smartwatch, uses AI technology, radio frequency, red light, dynamic massage, and also PEMF. So this device is an incredible conversation piece. You wear this, you put it on social media, take a picture of you, people are like, what is that? People are losing inches around their waist wearing this belt, just around the house, doing chores, whatever. Pretty incredible device. So what I want to do right now, I want to stop the share. And I know we have a gentleman actually doing our testimonial tonight. So, Bob, you there? I'm going to highlight you here if you would. I know Bob, you've been using the device for a little while now, and Jill's going to help him. There we go. Jill's going to help him.
Hello.
Hey, Bob, go ahead and if you don't mind sharing your testimonial with everybody
Sure.
tonight.
Hi. My name is Bob Windish. So my wife got the machine. I want to tell you who I am and why I started using the machine. I got hurt four and a half years ago. It's when February 8th. 4 years ago, we had a big snowstorm, foot and a half of snow. So I'm in the car business. I'm out at the dealership, and we're knocking the snow off the car, and I slipped and fell, and fell very awkwardly, and fell backwards, knocked myself out. Make a long story short, I twisted my leg and knee. At the time, I didn't realize it. I got up, immediately fell down, hobbled back to work. Next day, came back to work on crutches. I didn't realize how injured I was until like the third day, where I went to the doctor, and at that point, my right knee was swelled 23 and a half inches. I couldn't get a pair of pants on. It was so bad. Anyway, I said, well, we got to wait, get the swelling down, and we'll see what happens. So I came in. Next, I had MRIs and everything done. I had 100% meniscus tear, ACL tear, but the worst was I have what's called a ligament derangement. And basically, what happens is the ligament, it gets stretched, kind of like a rubber band. And when that happens, it doesn't have the right elasticity. And what would happen is my right foot that needed to happen on would turn out to the right. Very weird, and it would give me a horrible gait, and I couldn't walk properly. And not just a limp from that, but just the whole everything was just totally messed up. So anyway, uh, about 5 weeks later, I had surgery. After the swelling went down, then I had 2 years, 162 physical therapy sessions, and that's exactly what it was, 162, because the insurance cut me off at that point, and I still wasn't healed. So then I kept trying to do everything I could. I was doing water therapy in the pool and everything else I get. But anyway, so Jill got this machine, and being the skeptical person I am, I'm like, sure, 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 let me try it, whatever. So on top of that, not do I have just the injury, but I have very serious varicose veins in both legs, really, really bad, and always had pain, always had trouble walking, always had issues for the last probably 5, 6 years. Anyway, so she gets the machine, and I tried. I think I ran it on 4 or 5 at first. I figured, well, let me not get crazy with it. Literally the first time I tried it, literally the first time, I felt something. I got up, I walked, I said, and the reason being is I got to explain why. I really couldn't walk. I was shuffling around like I had like Parkinson's or something. It's horrible. I wasn't even walking. You can't call it walking. I would shuffle. Coming up and down stairs, I would take one stair at a time. I had to. I had no choice. That's all I could do. I couldn't get back to work at that point. I had a desk job. Prior to that, I was the director of a big company, but it required me to walk around in different apartments and do things. So I actually couldn't get back to that job. But anyway, after using the machine now for I don't know what, 4 months.
Vacation. What happened?
Well, I didn't get there yet.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Okay, she'll stop yelling. So anyway, I saw immediate improvement. Even though I was skeptical, I was like, okay, let me keep trying it. So it just kept better and better. And then when I knew I really something was happening was when I could go down the stairs like a human being, like everybody else does, one foot after each other. I'm like, oh my god! And then if I walked the dog, I could walk the dog, 5 blocks, not half a block. And I just noticed it was getting better. And even though I was still kind of skeptical, I realized, no, this is really it. And when I really realized it was we went on vacation and we were away for 9 days. And by the time we got back, I literally couldn't walk. I literally was back with that horrible shuffle. And I was like, holy God, okay, let's back. So now I use it every day. I don't use it for the 20 minutes like I'm supposed to. I use it for 12 to 15. I normally use it on 4 or 5. I've used it as high as 7. For some reason, I just brought it back down. It seemed like for me, it was most effective in the 3 to 4 range. But I use it every single day, and I can tell you, it's absolutely changed my life, and that's not BS. It's actually changed my life. It allows me to. Oh, my shoulder. Oh my God. I had shoulder problems. I was afraid I was going to have a rotator cuff. Really serious. I think maybe too much computer or whatever. So of course my wife, let's use this one. Let's use this. Let's do everything. Use whatever. But hey, listen. It's better. I think the biggest effect is on my legs because of the varicose veins in the leg. But I haven't had any more a tiny little bit of the shoulder pain, but not like I did. So listen, I'm a believer. I don't know what else to think. How else can I think anything else other than it's really improved the quality of my life, and I guess that's the whole story. Quality of my life's better. But thanks, my friend.
Bob, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jill, thank you very much as well. Incredible testimonial, Bob. So glad it's relieving a ton of your pain and making you not shuffle anymore, right? That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
He doesn't
Thank you
walk
so
like
much.
Shrek anymore, Aaron. He used to walk like Shrek.
Like Shrek. I love it. Well, I'm glad. That's awesome, Bob. Thank you both for sharing tonight. Incredible testimonial. Just listen, it's one of thousands. We all know that, you guys. What I would encourage you, if you're seeing this recording or you're on here tonight, if you're not part of our Simplifying Wellness Facebook page, it's just a testimonial page. That's all it is. And you can go on there. You can read hundreds and hundreds of testimonials, just like Bob's, of people just using the device. So I encourage you, get a device that fits your needs. Just get a device. It's going to change your life. It really is. You're going to feel incredible. So let's shift gears here a little bit tonight, and let's talk about the business. I know some of you are here to learn, because there might be somebody that invited you on here that said, oh my gosh, I've been in these businesses, right? Home-based businesses for years, and I've never had this much success. You might have heard that from someone that invited you here tonight. And listen, they're not lying. It's true. I feel the same way. I've been in this industry 30 years and only been with the company now 6 months and never had this kind of success ever. And there's a lot of factors that come into play there. And I'm going to talk about them a little bit, but let's talk first why this business is a home run. Really, the biggest reason is it's demonstratable. People feel a difference. They're going to feel it working. May not necessarily feel a difference the first time and maybe some ailments, or they might feel like they sleep better the first time. A lot of people feel that, but it takes time. It took me 3 weeks to get rid of my pain in my legs and my circulation to improve everything else. But everybody's different. You can feel it work, and it's not a huge lifestyle change. Well, let's talk about business. I know a lot of you here tonight have probably been in business before, and you all understand that the key to success, to business success, is seizing the right moment. Timing matters more than talent every day. And so, Olylife right now is taking the international market by storm. We talked about what happened in the first 3 years. They did 2 billion in sales. Where most companies fail the first couple of years, this company exploded, broke records because of these devices and because of a lot of factors. But you look at that red dot right in the middle in the growth phase. That's where we are right now in America. We're really in the startup phase in America because we're brand new, but there's no startup here because the company proved it in Asia. So look at that red dot. We're getting ready to explode here in America. We're already starting to get some legs here, but it is still brand new. The timing is perfect. And eventually, listen, everybody's going to have one of these devices. It's going to be years and years and years. Everybody's going to have one of these devices. People are going to make a ton of money. The people that are here first sharing the devices is already happening. And eventually, everybody's going to get a device. The business will still be good because people will still buy new devices, new technology. But the real boom will be over years down the road. But talk about seizing the right moment. What does it take? Listen, get a device. Get a device like Bob and Jill got, right? The entry is $1,000. You can get a device for $1,000. You can get a device for $1,500. You can get a device for two devices for $2,000, whatever you want. You get in where you fit in. But the great thing about this company, which I've never seen, is there's no auto ship. You buy a device, you don't have to keep buying products every month to satisfy a compensation plan or have so many customers per month to satisfy that compensation plan for you. You get daily payout. You can share it with anybody in the world. If you know people all over the world, you can share these devices with people. It can be used by the whole family. Like Jill and Bob both use the same device. You don't have to get a device for each person. It's not like you're ingesting supplements where only one person can take them, right? You get a device, you can use it forever, right? So again, you can get in where you fit in. People can get $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. There's people buying $6,000. Why? Well, they might be a chiropractor, might be a business. They might want to do trade shows and have multiple people using the devices at once, right? So let's talk about different ways to earn. We're not going to talk about all seven tonight just to conserve time, but I want you to really understand there's no joining fee. If you get a device, you're in business whether you want to be or not. Now, you don't have to do anything. But for those of you that want to do it as a business, there's no extra joining fee. There's no monthly subscription or website fee or any kind of fees whatsoever. You're active forever just buying a device. You can build international teams. There's passive potential. And let's talk about the structure here. For those of you that have done home-based businesses before, we're going to build a binary compensation plan, which just means binary means two. You're going to build two teams. You're going to help those two teams. Okay. And it's very simple how to do that. I'm going to share in a second. But the first person you share this business with or device with is going to go on your left leg. First one goes on your left, next one goes on your right. But let's show you something I've never seen before in this industry. And this is right here. Never seen this in 30 years. It's called a team bonus. So when you come on board, let's say you get $1,000 device. You come in the next spot in that binary compensation plan. The person directly above you that might have come in right before you potentially, you're going to earn 5% of what they earn, up to 3 times what you start with. So if you start with $1,000, you can make up to $3,000 off the person above you. Yeah, you're probably like, above you, what? That's never happened before. Usually it's you make money on your team that you help, right? And you do here as well, but you also make 5% of the person directly above you. Now, is that guaranteed? Because the person right above you might just be a customer using the device. Or it might be someone, like Jill and Bob who are killing this. They're sharing it with the world because they got such great results. They're telling the world, right? So when they make money, if you're placed right below Bob and Jill, when they make money, you make 5% of what they make daily, up to 3 times what you bought in for, okay, what you started with. So you start for $1,000, you make up to $3,000. You start for 1,500, you make up to 4,500. Start for 2,000, you make up to 6,000, and so on and so forth. So really, really neat little part of the compensation plan. And here's what we call a performance bonus, direct sales bonus. When you get started, let's say you help somebody get $1,000 device. $1,000 device has 750 point value. The point value is 75% of the price. You make 10% of that point value when you help somebody get a device. So if someone gets $1,000 device, you make $75. If someone gets a $1,500 device, you make $1,112. If someone gets $2,000 worth of devices, you make 150, and so on and so forth. Now, let me show you something that when I saw this, I was blown away. This is how people are making five, six, seven, eight, nine, $10,000 the first 30 days. Is this right here? So let's say you go out and you get me started. I'm A1. I go first on your left, and I get $1,000 device. And the next person, let's say you get Bonnie started. Bonnie's in B1. We both buy $1,000 devices. Now you're going to make $75 from each person for that direct sales bonus, but you're also going to get a $375 tier bonus. That tier bonus is good for every person, every new level, left, right on the first level, left, right, second level to infinity. So let's say I bring on A2. You don't even know A2, but I share a $1,000 device with them. And Bonnie brings on B2. You don't know either one of these people because they're people that we know, but it's a first left and first right on your second level, and you earn another $375 tier bonus. And like I said, it goes to infinity. First left, first right on any level, you're going to make a tier bonus. And that tier bonus is dependent upon what that person A and B come in for. If they both come in for a P90 Plus, which is $1,500, that's $1,125 in volume. You make $562.50 tier bonus. If both people get $2,000 left and right, you're going to make a $750 tier bonus, and it keeps going up from there. Let me give you an example how this works. So let's pretend that everybody that gets started in this example gets started for $2,000. That is, let's say, a P90 Plus for $1,500 and our Galaxy G1 goggles for $500. A lot of people get started from there. So Tuan and Van are my sponsors. They actually brought me on board. They share this business with me. They've been in business now just over a year. In their first 11 months, they earned over $1 million in commissions because they were first in America. They've been spreading around the world, and they brought me on board. And let's say I bring you on board. Now, when you get started, you're like, Aaron, what do I do, right? How do I do it? Kind of what I did to Tuan and Van. And I said, let's say, you're Barb. Let's say this is Barbara that got started. And I say, Barbara, I'm going to send you a picture of the P90 Plus. And all you're going to do is text it to people or send it on Messenger and social media, whatever, privately first, and say, hey, let's say you go to Bonnie and say, Bonnie, have you seen this device yet? Bonnie's going to say, no. What is it? And all you're going to do is say it's a PEMF device. And most people don't know what it is. Let's say Bonnie says, what's PEMF? And you say, hey, go to Google or any kind of AI and say, what are the benefits of PEMF? And she's going to do that, and she's going to see it's all positive, right? Works on circulation, inflammation, yada, yada, yada. And then you might say, hey, listen, I'm going to send you 3 short videos. One's about PEMF. The second one's about the devices. And the third one, if you're interested, is about how we get paid. And then you might say, hey, listen, I'm going to add you to a testimonial page. You can see all these testimonials. So you go, okay, that's simple. I can do that. So while you're doing that, you're just getting the videos and everything else. You start sending them to people. My sponsors, Tuan and Van, bring the next person on board. And this may or may not happen. Okay, this is called spillover. And that person goes directly on your left. And then I bring someone on board and goes directly on the left of that person. And then again, you're just sending pictures of people and they go on the testimonial page and someone says, okay, this is incredible. I want to get the device. So your first person goes on the left side. Now they get $2,000 worth of devices. You're going to get a $150 performance bonus. And the second person you bring on board goes directly on your right side. You're going to get another performance bonus, and you're going to get your first tier bonus of $750. Do you think you're excited? Absolutely, right? That's incredible. And then the people we bring on board bring the first person down the left, and it keeps growing down your left. And then you bring your third person on board. And the way we structure this is it's going to go to the left side of the right side. If you look at number 2, We're going to put it to the left side of number 2 to kind of mirror what's happening on your left side. And again, you get another performance bonus, another tier bonus. You bring your fourth person in, the same thing, another performance bonus, another tier bonus. And then what happens is your second person brings in their first person that goes on the left, the next spot on the left. And look what happens there. You didn't bring either one of those people on that tier, but you still earned a $750 tier bonus. And then it happens again. And you're so darn excited, you share it with 2 more people and you get 2 more performance bonuses, 2 more tier bonuses. And in this scenario, how many people did you share it with? 6 people, right? You got 6 performance bonuses equaling $900, but you earn 7 tier bonuses because you get help from other people, right? And you earn over $5,000 in tier bonuses equaling over $6,000. Now, like I said, there are people on here tonight that did this the first 30 days plus. They earned this plus 6,000 plus the first 30 days just doing this simple thing. Sharing a picture with people, saying go to AI and ask what are the benefits of PEMF, sending 3 short videos and then adding them to a testimonial page. That's it. When people read these testimonials and they think, "Oh my gosh, I have ailments just like these people. I need this device and it's affordable." This is what happens to a lot of people. Okay, if you just start sharing. In addition to that, remember we talked about these devices carry point value. So a $2,000 worth of devices carry 1,500 point value times 7 people on the left, 7 people on the right. That equals 10,500 on the left and right. What does that do for you? Well, you reach your first leadership rank called M1. Now, every January, the company shares 5% of their annual revenue, which again, over $1 billion. They share it among qualified members, M1 all the way to M7. Every year, they do that. And here are the ranks here, we like to call them. These are the different ranks here. M1 is 10,000 left, 10,000 right. M2 is 100,000 left, 100,000 right. Now, what's nice about this? When you hit M1, you only need to do 90,000 more to hit M2. It doesn't flush. Your volume doesn't go to zero ever here. It keeps accumulating and accumulating and accumulating. And we have people on here that actually hit, M4 in the first 6 months. Now, my sponsors, Tuan and Van, hit M6 in the first 11 months. This is growing like crazy. So let's bring this full circle here and just talk about how simple this is and why this company is growing so darn fast and why it's attracting so many practitioners around the world. And that is because, number one, these devices work better than anything out there. I mean, there's no question these devices work better. And like we shared, it's because of the way they patented the unique combination of frequencies. That's the beauty of these devices. So really, everybody's getting results with these devices. They've never seen anything like this before. Couple that with the timing being brand new. We talk about, timing matters more than talent. If you can be the first person to share it with your audience and your network, and then they share it with their network, and it's all timing. A lot of us said, I wish I would have been in the right place at the right time. Well, you're in the right place at the right time. You can't say that ever again here after watching this tonight because we're brand new and people are doing amazingly well in such a short time all over the world. And again, you couple that with, think about all the baby boomers now. My mom is going to be 75. She's actually 75 and she has a lot of ailments. I'm 55. I had ailments up until, 5 months ago using this device. People are struggling right now. We've talked about the issues in North America, and it's not just in North America, it's around the world. People want in-home devices, and now they're finally affordable. That chiropractor I talked to you about, he said, listen, I've been looking for an affordable device to share with my patients, and here it is. And he actually said when he put 20 of his patients on this device, it worked better than all his devices in his office. He couldn't believe it. He was dumbfounded. And then you also take into account that anybody can do this. If you've never had success in this industry, probably there's a lot of reasons for that. Well, you can have success here because it's so darn simple. If you can text a picture to people and say, have you seen this device yet? Send some videos to them and add them to a testimonial page. You can do this. You're going to be amazed at how simple this business is and how people want this device. And then when they get results, they're going to share it with the world. And your team's going to grow and your income's going to grow if you just follow those simple steps. So with that, get back to the person who invited you on here tonight. Get your questions answered. Get a device. Just get a device. Get started. and start sharing it with the world if you choose. Well, if you want to wait till you get great results, then you can share it with the world. Whatever way you get started is perfect for you. So with that, appreciate you jumping on here. Happy Thursday. Have a great rest of your week. Take care, everybody. Appreciate you being on here, and take charge. Bye bye, everybody.